Namaskar. OTV Foresight 2023 edition 13th edition को मु आपण मानकु आम समस्त दर्शक मानकु स्वागत जनाउची। विशेष करी आमर आजिर मुख्य अतिथि श्री गडकरी जी, यूनियन मिनिस्टर रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड हाईवेज, और आमर आजिर स्पीकर्स जो माने दिल्ली, मुंबई, बेंगलोर, अहमदाबाद रु आसीचंती आ आज आम गहन रे अछंती। गत 25 वर्ष भितरे ओटीवी रे बहुत किछि परिवर्तन हेइछि, किंतु गोटे कथा बदलिनी आउ से होउछि ओटीवी प्रति आपण मानकर भल पाइबा। ओटीवी आगुरु को जेमती सठिक और निरपेक्ष खबर पहुंचाउथिला एबे भी सेमती ही काम करी चालीछि। आपण मानकर भल पाइबा जोगु ओटीवी तार नंबर 1 स्थान बजाय रखी पारिछि। एहा आम पई गर्वर कथा, किंतु एथि पई आमको अनेक संघर्ष करियागो पड़िछि। आपण मानको पाखे निरपेक्ष खबर सठिक समय रे दबा पई आमर रिपोर्टर्स माने अति निष्ठा सह काम करि आछंती, जहा पई मु सेमानको समस्त को धन्यवाद जणाउछि। ओटीवी रो 25 वर्ष यात्रा रे फोरसाइट चेंजिंग टाइम्स चेंजिंग माइंड्स होची एक विशेष उद्यम, जहा केवल ओडिशा रे नोहे बल्कि ओडिशा बाहरे मध्य निजर ना सृष्टि करि पारिछि। आजिरो फोरसाइट रे आम सह अनेक विशेष अतिथि अछंती जो माने विभिन्न विषय उपरे निजर मत रखिबे। मु आशा करूछि कि आजिरो एही प्रोग्राम आपण माने भलो पाइबे। धन्यवाद। नमस्कार। Good morning. I welcome you all to OTV's Foresight 2023, our 13th edition, Changing Times, Changing Mind. In the last 13 years, Foresight has become a popular platform, not just in Odisha, but has made a name for itself outside as well. The credit for this, of course, goes to all the speakers who have come and been with us and shared this platform with us and spoken about various topics related to politics, governance, education, health, etc. This year's Foresight is no different. We have eminent speakers who are experts in their own domains and will address a wide range of topics from education, health, and others. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to our speakers who are mostly in the front, who have taken time out of their busy schedule and have come to Bhubaneswar to join us for the Foresight program today. After the opening session, the convention today will have many other sessions like business, regional, health, education, and entertainment, starting with women's education, which has been expanding massively, but that doesn't seem to be translating into more female work participation in the organized sector. The COVID pandemic saw a further drop in the participation on women in the organized sector, as the caregiving responsibility on women just increased far more, and many dropped out of mainstream work. Will the hangover continue for some time, or do we see an encouraging future for women in the organized sector in the times to come? To address this, we have with us Mrs. Chetana Gala Sinha, a social entrepreneur working to empower women in areas of rural India by teaching entrepreneurial skills, access to land, means to production, who will address the issue on when can the organized workforce witness more representation for women. We look forward to this, Chetna. Death of 18 children in Uzbekistan after they allegedly consumed a spurious drug has hurt India's image of being pharmacy to the world. But why go that far? Even right here in our state in Odisha, we see drug rackets being busted almost every alternate days or very, very often. These counterfeit drugs are not just a huge threat to the health and safety of people at large, but also a threat to the legitimate pharmaceutical firms that invest crores in infrastructure and take great pains to get license required to manufacture and export. To further throw light on this subject, we have with us Mr. Prakash Guha, Managing Director, Zuventus Healthcare Limited. He will talk about how pharma companies and state drug regulators are intensifying action against spurious drugs and some substandard drug in the country. Next month, we celebrate Utkal Divas to commemorate the birth anniversary of our beloved state, Odisha. And our panel discussion in Odia will be an interesting introspection on the changing contour of Odia identity by eminent Odia literary, cultural and film personalities, and on the subject, Ajiro Odia, Gatanugati Dhara Tharu Kette Olaga. On this panel, we have Paramita Satpathy, Siddhant Mahapatra, Sudarshan Patnaik, and Asit Mahanti. Our pre-lunch session will end with a heart-to-heart talk with none other than the most versatile and charming Anu Malik. His melodious tunes have warmed our hearts and souls over the years. His wit and uncanny ability to rhyme almost anything never ceases to amaze us. National Award-winning music director Anu Malik will be joining us for a one-to-one talk and interaction. COVID saw the rapid growth of Edtech companies and startups. As the scope for educational technology continues to rise, we are now getting to witness more and more startups and service providers that are making global and futuristic education easily accessible to all. Although Edtech has been quite instrumental in bringing about this pivotal shift, traditional schools still are and will continue to remain an integral part of our educational ecosystem. The interesting question here, of course, is that this contrasting dynamic, will each of these independent educational formats exist together at the same time, or are we slowly moving towards achieving a hybrid format that essentially covers all the gap in our existing educational system? Our education segment has stalwarts like VC, Utkal University, Mrs. Sabita Acharya, Professor Rushikesh Senapati, former director NCERT, and Mr. Sabyasachi Raut, founder of Mathematics Cafe, discussing on the subject, impact of EdTech companies on traditional education. Our last and the most awaited session will be on entertainment. Highly acclaimed film, The Kashmir Files, has been in the eye of the storm more than once. And there is none better than the producers of the film, Mr. Vivek Agnihotri and Pallavi Joshi, to address today's topic on how filmmakers choose their subjects without worrying about backlash in these times of polarization. We all know that a lot goes into making a film, especially films like Kashmir Files, even though this was based on a very sensitive subject. So this brings us to the question that despite it being a sensitive subject, did it deserve the backlash it got? And should producers then stay away from such subjects? Who better than the couple who face the backlash and more? Before I end, I would like to thank all our guests, speakers, sponsors, and most of all, our viewers, who have showered OTV with all their love by being ardent viewers of OTV for the last 25 years. And for keeping OTV on the top at #1 position, way ahead of others. We do hope our viewers' good wishes and love for us will continue to grow and will motivate us to continue delivering free, fair, and unbiased news for many, many decades to come. Thank you. Namaskar.